Hi guys. Okay, so this is the second half and we're going to go all the way to the end. So where I want to start is the last beat of measure 60. The fourth beat of measure 60. Now why am I starting there? Because this is the second pattern. This is where that pattern starts. So if we take a look at that fourth beat and just look at the top voice, your first finger does this. And then D, back to B. Okay, that's what half of your fingers are doing. Let's do that again because it'll be easier to remember if you know the melody. So the second part of that double stop section, the theme is this. 1 to C, up to D, which is a whole step away, back to B, thumb, B. Okay, let's add the third finger on the D string. So again, we're gonna tune that to the G. Okay, so fourth beat of measure 60. 1 and 3, thumb. Shift up a half step with the first finger, stretch that third finger, back to D, back to B, 1 and 3, back up. Now this time, after you do it the second time, your first finger is going to shift up a whole step to D. You can tune that and then stretch 2 whole steps to B on the D string, back to B and G, and then back to A, thumb, second finger F sharp, and then to close it out we play D by itself. Okay, so that leads us to the fourth beat of the next measure. So this is measure 61, fourth beat. We kind of go back to the beginning theme. Thumb and 2, 1 and 3, thumb and 2 again, 1 and 3 again, and then half step up to C, third finger on that harmonic, or you can push it down. And then back to thumb and 2. Now we do finally a melodic scale. 3, so you're in second hand shape. B and C are half steps, 1 and 2. To the third finger, come back down, go to the D string, first hand shape. G, F sharp is together, really tight. 1, 2, 3, 2, 1. Now we are going to shift to the lower harmonic position, which means your third finger is going to be on that middle harmonic. Your thumb is going to be on E. So as we climb down, so this is measure 63. That's what we're going to play for the scale. If we start to the last 2 beats of the line before, go to the D string, first hand shape, 1, 2, 3, 2, shift back, 3, 2, 1. Now that's also the first hand shape, whole, half. Okay, let's try that again. Middle harmonic position, first finger a whole step away from the thumb. Second hand shape, 3, 2, 1, thumb, D string, 3, 2 is together now. Half step here. 3, there's no thumb, so it goes 3, 2, 1, and then we start the new double stop. This entire section, this starts measure 63, third beat. We're going to stay in the lower harmonic position, meaning that your thumb is always going to be settled right at the neck, and your third finger is on that middle harmonic position. Most of this is going to be the first hand shape, whole step, half step. So the first double stop is thumb and 2. Now your thumb is going to now need to press into the D string. No more harmonics. So we have to have a stronger hand shape here. That happens 3 times. like that. The bowing is tricky. So I know your pinky's still in the cast, but let's take a look. The third beat of measure 63, the first double stop and thumb is a slur. So that means the next double stop is on an up bow, and you're going to go up, down, up, down. And then 1 and 3. So you're going to put your first finger down a whole step from your thumb, and your third finger's on that harmonic. And that's going to be on an up bow. So that means for the beginning of this line, your thumb is going to play by itself on a down bow. So let's do it again from that slur. Third beat of measure 63. Slur down now, separate, up, down, up, down. Now 1 and 3. And then go back to thumb and 2. Go back up to 1 and 3. Now this one, this is going to be an extension. Is probably the biggest stretch in the double stops. That means that your third finger's on E. I would match that with your thumb. Here's your thumb E. Here's your third finger E on the D string. And then your G. Look at what happens to my first finger. I'm literally playing under the string with my nail because the extension makes it very difficult to have like a proper finger lineup. So sometimes what happens is we go from something that looks nice like this to this because we have to rotate. That's the key word there. So this is measure, let's go to right on measure 64. We're starting in our normal position, thumb and 2. Now 1 and 3. Climb up higher, 1 and 3. So it's a whole step behind the middle harmonic position and then a whole step in front of the middle harmonic position. That's your highest note. Now come back down to F sharp, and then thumb and 2. So if we play this section just for the melodic line, I'm just going to play the A string notes from measure 63. So here, if we start measure 63, we're in middle harmonic position. 3, 2, 1. Now slur. That's what it sounds like. Again, I'm going to start just on that double stop. So it's the down bow. Up, down, 1. G. Back to 1. Back to thumb. So that's the melody. Now you add that with your bottom notes, and this is what it sounds like. Stretch. Come back. And that last one is another slur, but it's on an up bow now. What does that mean? That means the second half, now we're down bow on the double stops. And this is what it sounds like. They're the same notes, thumb and 2 twice, and then 1 and 3. Go all the way up to G again. Let me just make sure. Yes, and then come back. Thumb and 2. But the last time you play that, it's an 8th note, which is great because we're about to shift back up to the middle harmonic for a quarter note. That's a long quarter note. Okay, so let's try to add everything together 2 beats before measure 63. Okay, so I'm going to play it and I'm going to try to tell you what I'm doing at the same time. So here we go. 1 E and a 2 E and a slur. Get ready to shift. 3, 2, 1. Now double stop, down bow. Slur. Up, down. Oh, I did it wrong. Oh, I did. A note jump, sustain. Okay? Let's try that again. You don't have to play the upper spiccatos. If you're losing your grip because of the cast, you can play it separate. So this time I'm going to play it separate. Note, quarter note. Okay, so don't worry about the bowing now. It's more that you know what it sounds like. So let's try the last line. Okay? Well, actually, we'll go from the poco retard. Do you see that? That is measure 65. I'm going to go from the 8th notes. So again, beat 3. That is thumb on the E, second finger 2 whole steps away. Thumb by itself, make sure you press it down, and then pop up. Pop up to the middle harmonic position. First hand shape, 1 and 3, and think quarter note, and then stay right in that hand shape because you're going to use thumb and 2. And then the next one, guess what you're going to do? You're going to play thumb and 2. And you're going to shift down to the lower harmonic position. So it's a train ride. Thumb and 2, thumb and 2. But as you slide down, you're going to slightly open it because the notes are further away. But it's the same hand shape, 2 whole steps apart. And it's great to glissando there, like the first couple days, just so that you're very good at the intonation. Okay, so you want to make sure you have a nice big spread. And then the next double stop, beat 2, that's separate. You're going to use 1 and 3. So same hand shape, 1 and 3. But this time, the next double stop, your second finger is going to be a half step away. A half step from your first finger. So you have 1 and 3, and then 2 and 3. Now notice your third finger is going to stay in the same exact place. And it's hard to get that G in tune. So it's a pretty wide half step between 1 and 2. F sharp, G. Your third finger on the D harmonic. And for me, I think it sounds better if you play that third finger as a harmonic on the D string. So you don't really need to press it down. For me, I let the harmonic do the work there. So it's, your thumb is up. If you want to press it down, that's totally fine too. It might feel more comfortable for you. And then the quarter note is a 1 and 3. And then thumb and 2. We have to make sure that's in tune. So play your E harmonic on the thumb. And then second finger F, C sharp. It's going to be maybe a little bit lower than you think. There it is. So it's very important that your E sounds really good. Okay, the last line. After you play that, jump to the middle harmonic position and penis mode. That same place. Now crescendo, a little more bow. And then a lot of bow. Full bow. By the time you get to forte, the last measure, you're going to play 6 notes in 1 bow. It's a little fancier than before. before you just had 4 notes. Now we have 6 notes. So you're going to go 3, 2, 1, 2, 1, 0. And then A harmonic. If you want, it actually says in your music to play 2 A's. You can play the A on the D string and the A harmonic. So I'm playing unison A, but one on the D string harmonic, the high one, and the middle thumb harmonic on the A. Here's the high, here's the middle. Now together. I'm slightly out of tune. And then pop back to first position. You're going to find open A, low A, G, 4th finger, and then C sharp a little bit lower. That C sharp. Okay, because that has to sound really great. And then another double down. Find your D. And then 3, 4. So your 3rd finger is slightly lower. Like it was slightly lower for that first chord. I'm playing my 3rd finger as a harmonic, and then when you put it down solid, you want to match that harmonic pitch. Why? Because when you play your 3rd finger in that chord, it has to be 14% lower than what you might hear in your brain. That's harmonic tuning. So lower 3rd. So that's the Locatelli. Now I'll send another video where I'm playing it slowly through from the new section. Probably measure 51 to the end. Okay?